A very good evening, guys. This is me, I'm Dr. Jayanti Ghosh. So, today I'm going to discuss the question paper of your AIPG by Neeraj Wadhwan from the year of 2015. The first question described here is about tetracycline staining in adults is due to what? First option, administration of doxycycline for chronic periodontitis. Second, administration of minocycline for cystic acne. Third, use of tetracycline during pregnancy. Fourth, degradation and formation of tetracycline byproducts used during childhood. The answer is administration of minocycline for cystic acne. We can refer to the explanation that is given in back. So here the answer is given as minocycline suppresses bacterial activity of spirochetes up to 3 weeks, is an important adjuvant in pocket therapy. For this we can refer to Carranza 11th edition. Side effects are gastrointestinal disturbances, photosensitivity, reversible vertigo. And in case of tetracycline staining, the side effects are fluorescent yellow discolorations of bone and teeth. It is described somewhere around here. And there is also your congenital erythropoietic purpura, which says tooth exhibits red fluorescence when exposed to UV light. Okay. So now we move on. To again the next question. Here the next question is mutation in which chromosome is related to dentinogenesis perfecta. The options are chromosome 4, 6, 10, 14. So the answer is chromosome number 4. And the another question is, in black people, maximum pigmentation is seen in which area of oral cavity? The options are palate, gingiva, buccal mucosa and tongue. The answer is gingiva. Because we can refer to the explanation, attached gingiva is most common site for oral melanin based pigmentation, where buccal mucosa, palate and lips is involved. Then we can go on to the next question. Encephalotrigeminal angiomatosis is also known as which syndrome? That is Sturge-Weber syndrome. For other options referring, we can refer here to as that is Sturge-Weber syndrome. For Sturge-Weber syndrome, that is also known as encephalotrigeminal angiomatosis. And there is also your another where the clinical feature is involvement of ipsilateral leptomeninges and also Tramtax subcortical calcification. In Sotos syndrome, there is the clinical features are dysmorphic appearance, down slanting of palpebral fissures. We come to the next question, which shows nasolabial cyst is derived from which part? Answer is embryonic remnants of nasolacrimal duct. Next section shows most common cyst of head and neck region is thyroglossal, your thyroglossal cyst. For referring to a synopsis, you can refer to the back portion. That is, we can see here that is the various types of cysts are that are of importance is your nasolabial cyst, your incisive canal cyst. The median palatal cyst arises from epithelium entrapment along the line of fusion of palatal process of maxilla. Then there is also thyroglossal cyst, common midline congenital neck and mass. So now we go on to the next question, which shows in a young child micrognathia microcephaly seen in association with what? Obstructive sleep apnea. This is a condition where there is a problem in breathing due to the small size of the jaws and increased size of the tongue. Then another question shows which of the following shows I raised to heaven appearance, that is cherubism. For this we can refer to the synopsis, that is your question showing synopsis over here, that is your I raised to heaven appearance. I raised to heaven appearance is a characteristic feature of cherubism. Cherubism is familial fibrous dysplasia of jaws, was introduced by Jones. It is histologically similar to CG and congenital condition, and it is caused due to mutation in SH3BP2 located in chromosome number 3. In radiographic appearance, that is the most important feature, there is floating tooth appearance. So the next question which we come to is your case-based question. 11-year-old girl with yellowish orange discoloration of teeth, history of illness, hospitalized for 4 to 5 years. The condition is jaundice. Hyperextensibility of tongue is seen in which syndrome? Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. The other syndromes are Crigler-Najjar, Ellis-Van-Creveld-Tollner syndrome. So what are these syndromes we can refer to in our question? So due to hyperextensibility of tongue, the syndrome is responsible is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Other syndromes which are Crigler-Najjar, Ellis-Van-Creveld-Tollner syndrome. For this we can refer to the synopsis. Here the synopsis is the question which was there was your 42nd number question, which is having, see the syndromes, 42nd number it is showing, that is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is your group of inherited disorders due to connective tissue formation, autosomal dominant trait, genetic mutations, signs and symptoms, hyperflexible joints. And in case of Crigler-Najjar syndrome, that is this one, it is caused due to affecting metabolism of bilirubin, high levels of unconjugated bilirubin. Then Ellis-Van-Creveld syndrome, it is also known as your chondroectodermal dysplasia. That the oral manifestations is fusion of middle portion of upper lip to maxillary gingival portion. Next we come to the next question, that is your most recurrent type of ameloblastoma is your follicular type. Neurotransmitter associated with Fray syndrome is acetylcholine. Then your abluminal cells of pleomorphic adenoma is an important part. Can differentiate into which type of cells? The answer is plasmacytoid. Giant cell tumor is similar to giant cell granuloma in all of the following features except your equal number of nuclei in giant cells. All of the following are features of squamous odontoid tumor, that is SOT, except islands of columnar epithelium on reverse polarity. For this 47 number question we can refer it. This is the one, that is your SOT is exhibiting round irregular islands of squamous epithelium with flattened peripheral cells without presence of columnar cells. It is a rare benign tumor consisting of infiltrative epithelial origin of islands of well differentiated squamous epithelium cells. In radiology we can see unilocular triangular shaped radiolucency between roots of affected teeth. Then we come to the next question, that is, as response to caries, pulp responds by initial narrowing of pulpal space in only the coronal part, not by in the apical or radicular parts. Hypermobility of TMJ is not seen in anterior disc location, but it is seen in all other conditions, that is phenothiazines, tardive dyskinesia, Marfan syndrome. For this we can refer to the synopsis, Marfan syndrome, spiderweb appearance. All are true except surface epithelium is atrophic? Because spindle-shaped cells are found in granular cell myoblastoma. Even pseudoepitheliomatous hyperplastic cells are seen. Volts results from epithelial cells. Inheritance pattern of white sponge nevus is autosomal dominant. In this question, macroglossia is seen in all except Osler-Weber-Rendu syndrome. So all these syndromes seen in question number 52. For this you can refer to the table is very important, that is showing your ameloblastoma, CEOT, Pindborg's tumor, adenomatoid odontogenic tumor, ameloblastic fibroma, AFO, odontoma, so another questions are, a 10-year-old child complains of small upper and lower anterior teeth. On examination, deciduous posterior teeth are seen normal. This type of condition is hypocalcification. Hepatitis C is associated with which oral lesion? Lichen planus. For this we can refer to our synopsis, that is 84. So there is, the condition is hypocalcification, hypomaturation, lichen planus. I will tell you regarding all important topics here only. Manifestations of mercury poisoning, arsenic, chronic lead. You can also refer to your interproximal lesions show caries. Then brush biopsy, how to check caries in proximal lesion is by brush biopsy. 5 to 10 times brush is rotated in the proximal area and transferred to the slide. Then we have to refer to teratoma, dermoid cyst, then pathognomic features of osteomyelitis. We can also refer to things such as signs and symptoms of congenital syphilis. Your Hughes-Breckman scale is the most commonly used tool for clinical evaluation of nerve function, that is facial nerve function. We come to the next session, that is dentigerous cyst. Very important definition, clinical features, second and third decade of life, bilateral multiple dentigerous cysts. Then we come to the next session, that is radiographic features, polyonychia, spoon-shaped nails, herpetic whitlow, then ameloblastoma, contact stomatitis and delayed hypersensitivity reaction, then your acute candidal conditions showing histological patterns, mumps, epidemic parotitis, clinical features, delayed eruption, occlusal equilibrium due to vitamin D deficiency. So these are all which I have referred from this book of AIPG by Neeraj Wadhwan. If you want me any topic to discuss with you, please do comment in my comment box. So thank you and have a good day. Good night, guys.